guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna solve another LeetCode problem called number of students unable to eat lunch. Okay, so this problem is, the school, if the student is in front of the queue, prefers a sandwich on the top of the stack, they will take it and leave the queue. Otherwise, they will leave it and go to the end of the queue. So if the student doesn't like this, doesn't like the sandwich, doesn't match with the sandwich, the student has to go back in the queue and then wait for its turn. So let's look at the example here. This is the students 1100 and this is the sandwiches. So if one is the preference of the student, okay, he wants one sandwich. But in the sandwich stack, it's 0 in the first one. So since this doesn't match, the student will go back here. Okay, we'll go back and it will make 1001. Okay, and again, since the first sandwich is 0, doesn't match again, so the student will go back again and it will become 0011. So the student's queue will become 0011. After that, we're going to check. So since it becomes 00, it matches with the sandwich 0. So we reduce the number of both student and the sandwich. So it becomes 011, right? 011, and the sandwich becomes 101. So we keep matching them, and then, we just return the number of sandwich student who didn't get the sandwich. For example, if the top sandwich is 1 and the students doesn't want one sandwich, okay, if the student doesn't want one at the whole, then that means they are left, we just return the left over student that couldn't get the sandwich. But how are we gonna solve this? It's we can use this using queue, okay, but we're not gonna do that because the queue, if we use queue, it's not very optimized. Queue, it's space complexity is order of n time, and the time complexity could be order of n square. Okay, worst case could be n square. So we're gonna use another method which is like this, which is counting basically ones equals 0 and then zeros equals 0. So this is, we're gonna basically count how many students want one sandwich and how many students want 0 sandwich. Okay. In preferences. So from students, we're gonna check if preferences equals 0. We do 0 plus plus. Otherwise, we do ones plus plus. So we get the number of student that wants the one sandwich and then that wants the 0 sandwich. Now we gotta compare it with the sandwiches for and sandwiches, right? We're gonna check if sandwich equals 0, then we gotta reduce the 0 sandwich student 0 minus minus, right? We need to check one more thing, which is if the zeros themselves become 0, which means there's no student in that one 0 sandwich, that we can break the loop. Okay, and then we check one more, if sandwich equals 1, then what we do, we check again if ones also becomes 0. No, if it is, we break. Otherwise, we do ones minus minus, and then finally we, if they don't match any of these conditions, and if we went to the whole sandwich and none of the student went the sandwich on, that is on the top of the stack, that means we have leftover students and we just return ones plus zeros. Okay, that's all. Network error. Let's try to run this. Been very tired, man. Fuck this. But we're gonna keep going, nothing's gonna stop us. So this is accepted. Now the runtime for this is order of n, because we went to the loop only one time. Okay, n times plus n time is still order of n, and then we didn't use any extra space, so constant space. So order of n times as a runtime, and then constant space is the space time. So very efficient compared to the using queue itself, because using queue it's slower and it's not that optimized. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. See you again. Happy coding. God bless.